You are never going to get rich filling out surveys. You're also never going to get rich selling courses about getting rich. But there are 7 services you can start with no money this weekend that pay real cash, and I'm going to show you exactly how. What's up? I'm Leonidas. Let me tell you what I'm tired of seeing. YouTube thumbnails with guys in front of Lamborghinis telling you their number one side hustle is filling out paid surveys. Or drop shipping a product you've never touched from a factory you've never visited. Or joining an affiliate program for a course that teaches you how to join affiliate programs. These are not side hustles. They are slow cons, designed to extract your time in exchange for pennies, while the person selling the idea makes money from the content about the idea. The only side hustles worth your time in 2026 are the ones built on a simple principle. You show up, you do a real thing that people genuinely need done, and they pay you real money the same day or the same week. Sweat equity, service-based, immediate cash, no course required. We're covering 7 of them today. How much each pays, how to get your first client, and what a realistic first month income looks like. Quick note, income figures I reference are based on real market rates in average US markets as of early 2026. Your results will vary based on your location, your execution, and how quickly you build a client base. Nothing here is business or tax advice. When you start earning side income, talk to an accountant about how to handle it correctly. Before we get to the 7 hustles, I want to give you a filter you can apply to any side hustle idea you encounter. Because the internet generates an infinite supply of them, and most are not worth your time. A side hustle worth your time passes 4 tests. Test 1. Does it pay more than $20 an hour? Below that threshold, you are earning less than many unskilled part-time jobs, while also carrying the complexity and uncertainty of self-employment. Not worth it. Test 2. Can you get your first paying client within 2 weeks? If the model requires months of content creation, audience building, or platform approval before any money arrives, that is not a side hustle. That is a second career that may or may not pay eventually. Test 3. Does it scale with your effort, not someone else's algorithm? Passive income models, affiliate programs, and content monetization all depend on platforms and algorithms you do not control. A service business scales directly with how much work you put in. Test 4. Does it build a real skill or reputation over time? The best side hustles compound. They get more efficient as you get better at them. They generate referrals. They build a track record that is worth something even if you stop actively doing the work. Service businesses have 4 structural advantages over every other side income model for someone starting from zero. First, zero startup capital required in most cases. You are selling your time and effort, not a product. No inventory, no manufacturing, no upfront investment. Second, immediate cash. You do the job on Saturday, you get paid Saturday or by Monday. Not in 30 days when a platform processes your earnings. Not in 90 days when your affiliate cookie expires. This week. Third, pricing power. As you build a reputation and a client list, you raise your prices. The work stays the same. The hourly rate goes up. This is the opposite of gig apps, where the platform determines your rate and usually drives it down over time. Fourth, referrals. A happy client tells 2 friends. 2 friends become 4 clients. A good service business builds its own pipeline without advertising spend. Here is the one mindset shift that separates the men who actually build income from the men who research side hustles forever without starting. You do not need to be the best at the thing. You need to be good enough to deliver a result and professional enough to inspire confidence. Power washing is not complicated. Moving furniture is not complicated. Dog walking is not complicated. The barrier to doing these things competently is low. The barrier most men create in their heads, I don't have the right equipment, I need more training, what if something goes wrong, is almost always higher than the actual barrier. Your first client is not hiring the best power washer in your city. They are hiring someone who showed up, seemed reliable, quoted a reasonable price, and did what they said they would do. Those are low bars. Clear them and you get paid. The side hustle research phase should last no more than 1 week. After that, the only useful action is the one that produces a paying client. Everything else is procrastination, wearing the costume of preparation. Here are the 7 service-based side hustles. I'm going to cover each one with the same structure. What the work actually is, what it pays, what you need to start, and how to get your first client. No fluff. Number 1, power washing. Water plus pressure plus time equals 300 to 800 per day. High visual impact, easy upsell, zero skill barrier. What it is: using a pressure washer to clean driveways, siding, decks, fences, patios, and commercial walkways. The result is immediately visible. Before after is stark, which makes it extremely easy to photograph and use as marketing. What it pays: 150 to 400 for a residential driveway and walkway, 300 to 600 for a full house exterior wash, 200 to 500 for a deck. A full day of work, 2 to 3 jobs, generates $400 to $900. Hourly rate, $60 to $120 after you have a system. Startup cost: a decent entry-level electric pressure washer costs $150 to $250. A gas-powered commercial unit, worth it after month 2, costs $400 to $700. Initial investment pays back in 1 to 2 jobs. How to get your first client. Post before-after photos on Nextdoor and your local Facebook neighborhood group. Offer one house on your street a free or discounted wash in exchange for a review and referral. Knock on 3 doors on a Saturday morning. Most homeowners have thought about getting this done. They just haven't scheduled it yet. Number 2, junk removal and moving help. Trucks and muscle solve a universal problem. Every household has stuff they can't move alone. What it is? 2 overlapping services. Junk removal means loading and hauling unwanted items, furniture, appliances, construction debris, to a dump or donation center. Moving help means assisting people who are moving apartments or houses, either with a truck or as labor. What it pays: junk removal bills by volume or by job, $100 to $400 for a standard truckload. Moving help, $60 to $120 per hour per person. A 2-person moving crew working a 4-hour apartment move earns $480 to $960, split between 2 people, $240 to $480 each for 4 hours of work. Startup cost, if you have a pickup truck or access to one, near zero. If not, rent a U-Haul cargo van for $40 to $80 per day and factor that into your quote. For junk removal, you need to research dump fees in your area, usually $40 to $80 per load. How to get your first client. Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace still generate moving and junk removal leads at high volume. Post a simple text listing. Check your local Buy Nothing group. People regularly post heavy items they need removed and will pay to have them taken. List on TaskRabbit as a labor provider. Number 3, lawn care and seasonal maintenance. Recurring clients, scheduled work, the most predictable side income on this list. What it is? Mowing, edging, leaf cleanup, snow removal in winter markets, mulching, and basic landscaping. The key word is recurring. A lawn care client pays you every 1 to 2 weeks for the season without you needing to resell them each time. What it pays? $40 to $100 per lawn visit, depending on size and market. A route of 15 clients at $60 average, visited bi-weekly, generates $900 per week during the season. The recurring nature compounds. You are not reselling, you are just showing up. Startup cost. If you do not own equipment, you can rent on your first few jobs and let revenue cover a basic mower and trimmer within the first month. A reliable push mower, $250 to $400. A string trimmer, $80 to $200. Total under $600 to be fully operational. How to get your first client. Walk your neighborhood. Knock on doors with overgrown lawns. This is literally the visual advertisement for your service. Offer the first cut at a discount in exchange for a recurring commitment. 5 or 6 clients from one afternoon of door knocking is realistic in a suburban neighborhood. Number 4, car detailing. Premium feel, high margin, and every car owner is a potential client. What it is? Deep cleaning cars inside and out, vacuuming, upholstery cleaning, exterior wash and wax, clay bar treatment, tire dressing. Basic details run 1.5 to 3 hours. Full paint correction and interior restoration can be 8 to 12 hours and command premium rates. What it pays? Basic interior exterior detail, $100, $200. Full detail with paint correction, $250 to $500. Premium services on luxury vehicles, $500 to $1,200. An afternoon of 2 basic details generates $200 to $400. Startup cost: a professional level starter kit of supplies, microfiber towels, brushes, vacuum, shampoo, wax, interior protectant, costs $150 to $300. You go to the client, no commercial space required. Mobile detailing is a feature, not a limitation. How to get your first client. Offer details to family and friends at cost or free to build a photo portfolio. Post before-after photos on Instagram and your local Facebook groups. Reach out to used car dealerships. They detail every car before sale and often contract out to individuals at $80 to $150 per car with volume. Number 5, handyman services. Most homeowners cannot or will not do basic repairs themselves. You can charge $60 to $100 an hour to be the one who does. What it is: minor home repairs and installations, hanging TVs and shelves, assembling furniture, patching drywall, caulking, fixing doors that stick, installing light fixtures and ceiling fans, replacing faucets and toilet parts. None of these require a contractor's license in most jurisdictions. What it pays: $60 to $100 per hour, depending on market. Most handyman jobs are 1 to 4 hours. A 2-job Saturday at $75 an hour averages $300 to $600 in a single day. Add materials markup, 20 to 30% above your cost, and the effective rate rises further. Startup cost: a solid set of hand and power tools, $200 to $500 if you are starting from scratch. Most people already own more than half of what they need. A tool bag and a reliable vehicle complete the setup. How to get your first client. List on TaskRabbit and Thumbtack immediately. Both generate leads for handymen in most markets within days of listing. Post on Nextdoor. Tell every homeowner you know. The demand for reliable, reasonably priced handyman services is consistently undersupplied in most markets. Number 6, freelance consulting, your day job skills. This one has no startup cost and the highest ceiling of anything on this list. What it is: selling the skills you already use in your day job to small businesses or individuals who need them but cannot afford a full-time employee. Marketing, accounting, HR, IT support, operations, project management, sales training. If you do it well at work, someone smaller than your employer will pay you to do it for them on a part-time basis. What it pays: $50 to $150 per hour, depending on the field. A single consulting client at $75 per hour for 10 hours per month at $750 in pure margin. No equipment, no supplies, no overhead beyond your time. Startup cost: zero. You are selling knowledge and time. A professional email, a LinkedIn profile that reflects your expertise, and a simple Calendly link to book calls is the entire infrastructure. How to get your first client. Identify 3 small businesses in your area or network that clearly need what you do. Not cold strangers. Businesses you can observe are under-resourced. Reach out with a specific observation. I noticed your Google business profile hasn't been updated in 2 years. I help businesses fix that, and it usually increases calls by 30 to 50%. Want to talk? Specific is credible. Number 7, window cleaning. Underrated, high margin, and every home and business needs it twice a year. What it is: cleaning windows on residential homes and commercial storefronts. Exterior only is the starting point. Interior and exterior combined is a premium job. Commercial route accounts, restaurants, retail, offices pay on recurring contracts, the same accounts every week or month. What it pays. Residential, $150 to $400 per home, depending on number of windows. Commercial storefront, $30 to $100 per visit, 15 to 30 minutes of work. A commercial route of 10 storefronts at $50 per weekly visit generates $500 per week for roughly 3 hours of work. Hourly rate, $80 to $150 when efficient. Startup cost, a professional squeegee set, extension poles, cleaning solution, and a bucket, under $100. This is the lowest startup cost of any hustle on this list. How to get your first client. Walk a commercial strip and knock on doors. Bring a squeegee and offer to clean one window for free on the spot. The visual difference is immediate and compelling. Convert the demo into a recurring monthly contract. 5 commercial accounts found in 1 afternoon of walking is realistic. A few important clarifications on that table. Month 1 numbers assume you are starting cold. No existing client base, no prior marketing. They are conservative estimates based on the assumption that you spend 2 to 3 hours per week actually getting clients, not just doing the work. Month 3 numbers assume you have built a small recurring client base through referrals and repeat business. They are achievable with consistent execution, not guaranteed, not exceptional. The consulting row is the outlier because the ceiling is limited only by how senior and specialized your skills are. A senior sales leader consulting for a small business on commission structure can charge $150 to $300 per hour and deliver 1 session per week. That is $600 to $1,200 per month for 4 hours of work. The single most reliable predictor of side hustle income is how quickly you get your first paying client. The men who spend 2 weeks researching and 0 days outreaching earn nothing. The men who send 5 messages on day 1 earn their first $100 by the weekend. Every side hustle has the same obstacle at the beginning. No clients, no reviews, no track record. This is a perception problem, not a reality problem. You have the capability to do the work. You just don't have the social proof yet. And social proof is built by doing the work, which requires getting the first client, which requires the following system. Channel 1, your existing network. Text or message every homeowner, small business owner, or potential client contact you personally know. Not a mass broadcast, individual messages. Hey, I'm starting a power washing, detailing, handyman side business. If you or anyone you know ever needs it, I'd love to be the first call. This costs nothing and converts at a surprisingly high rate because trust is already established. Channel 2, local digital platforms. Nextdoor, local Facebook groups, Craigslist services, and neighborhood apps are where local service demand concentrates. Post a clean, specific offer with before-after photos if you have them, your price range, and how to contact you. Do this on a Sunday evening. That is peak browse time for homeowners thinking about weekend tasks. Channel 3, direct door knocking or cold approach. Underused, high conversion, uncomfortable enough that most competitors avoid it. Walk the neighborhood, identify properties that visually need your service, knock and offer a free estimate on the spot. Conversion rate with warm, confident delivery is 15 to 30%. 3 out of 10 doors says yes. That is 3 clients from 1 Saturday morning. Here is the exact language for a first client cold approach. Door knocking for power washing, but the structure works for any service. Hi, I'm Name. I live on nearby street. I'm doing power washing in the neighborhood this weekend, and I noticed your driveway could use a good clean. Happy to give you a free estimate right now if you have a minute. If they say how much? For a driveway and walkway like this, typically $150 to $200 depending on the condition. I can get it done today or this weekend. Takes about an hour. If they hesitate, tell you what, let me clean a 2-foot section right now and you can see what it looks like. No obligation. If you like it, we do the whole thing. If they say yes to estimate, great. Let me take a look at the full area and I'll give you an exact number in 2 minutes. Close. Based on what I'm seeing, $175 for the driveway, walkway, and front path. I can start right now or come back Saturday at 9. Which works better for you? The let me show you right now move is the most powerful tool in a service sale. It removes risk from the client's decision. They are not committing to a stranger. They are evaluating a result they can already see. Use it whenever the service produces visible output. After every job, every single one, you do 3 things. 1. You ask for a review. If you were happy with the work, would you mind leaving a quick Google review? It really helps a small operation like mine. Most satisfied clients will do it if you ask directly. Almost none do it spontaneously. 2. You ask for a referral. Do you know anyone on the street or in your network who might want the same thing done? I'm trying to build up a local client base, and referrals are how I'm doing it. This is not pushy, it is honest. People who just had a positive experience want to help you. 3. You offer a repeat booking. I'm coming back through the neighborhood in about 6 weeks. Want me to pencil you in for another pass? Recurring clients are the foundation of a real service business income. Start building them from job 1. This is a financial channel, so I can't let this video end without saying the thing that ties all of this to everything else we've covered. The side hustle income has one job in your financial architecture. It fills the gap between your primary income and your investment targets. If your primary job covers your living expenses and your side hustle generates $1,000 a month, that 1,000 goes to investments, not to a nicer lifestyle, not to discretionary spending, to investments. $1,000 a month invested at 7% for 10 years is approximately $173,000. That is the real value of the side hustle. Not what it buys you today, but what it compounds into over the decade you are in the building phase of your financial life. The side hustle is not a spending upgrade. It is an investment accelerator. Keep it in that lane. Side hustle income plus automated investment contribution equals compressed timeline to financial targets. The man with a $55,000 job and a $1,000 a month service business investing the side income reaches $100,000 in investments, years ahead of the man with the same job and no side income. Same discipline, bigger engine. If you have a pickup truck or van, start with junk removal or moving. Why? 0 startup cost, immediate demand. TaskRabbit leads within days. If you have a pressure washer or $200 to buy one, start with power washing. Why? High visual impact, fast word of mouth, strong day rate. If you have lawn equipment or can borrow it, start with lawn care. Why? Recurring clients equals predictable weekly income. If you have basic hand tools, start with handyman. Why? Broad demand. TaskRabbit, Thumbtack, supply leads immediately. If you have no equipment plus professional day job skills, start with freelance consulting. Why? 0 cost, highest ceiling. Starts with your existing knowledge. If you have under $100 and want lowest barrier, start with window cleaning. Why? Fastest start, recurring commercial route potential. Here is the summary. Surveys, gig apps, and passive income programs are designed to extract your time in exchange for pocket change. Service businesses exchange your time for real market rate cash, and they scale with your effort, not someone else's platform. The 7 side hustles we covered: power washing, junk removal, lawn care, car detailing, handyman, freelance consulting, and window cleaning all pass the 4-part filter. They pay more than $20 an hour, they can produce a paying client within 2 weeks, they scale with your effort, and they build real skill and reputation over time. One action today. Pick one, just one. Then do the following. Spend 30 minutes identifying 3 potential clients. Write down their names or their addresses or their business names. Tomorrow, contact all 3. Not next week. Tomorrow. The men who start tomorrow have their first client by the weekend. The men who wait until conditions are perfect are still researching in October. Drop a comment. Which hustle are you starting? And what's the first client lead you're going after? I read them all. I'm Leonidas. Go get paid. I'll see you in the next one.